Hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos de nuevo a The Outer Worlds. Hoy vamos a tener el primer acompañante o la acompañante, así que vamos a ver qué tal está con eso de los acompañantes, qué tanto ayudan, si estorban o ayudan o qué. Recuerden suscribirse si no se han suscrito, denle like si les gustan los videos y pues vamos de una vez a The Outer Worlds. Ok, entonces pues soy el dueño de de esta nave porque ahora soy Alex Hawthorne. Vamos para afuera. Pero estos me van a querer poner una multa, ¿eh? Ya están en eso. Ya están en eso.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
¿Del sueldo qué? Ok. No tengo trabajo. Inspectora de seguridad aeroespacial. Atacar. No creo que atacar sea buena idea. Si le digo que no tengo trabajo, de seguro me va a querer dar un trabajo. Ok, vamos a ver.
I'll waive your fee since you helped us with those marauders. If you're looking for work, talk to the constable down in Edgewater. She's got a bounty on marauders. Edgewater's not too far.
Vamos a hacer
Just follow the road east of here,
cazarrecompensas.
over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Ok. Ajá, abajo. Dejamos presionado el cuadro, baja el arma, es lo que quería, no tener el arma siempre así. Ok, entonces tengo que ir para allá a buscar la cosa esa la cosa esa. Gorila de los merodeadores. Un ataque con éxito mientras te mueves. Hoy no lo alcancé a leer. Bueno, vamos a acercarnos un poquito aquí y escondernos en el pasto. Supongo que mientras esté un poco más cerca, a lo mejor más le quito. Ey, cosa que apunta automáticamente se me hace que no me está gustando, Oh. No le di. Me van a matar. Si uso esta cosa, no lo puedo usar. Ok, la vida se llena poco a poco. Ok, perfecto. Mató a estos. Residente. Y les quitaron todo porque no tienen nada. Esos sables. ¿Cómo uso los sables?
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. Your pod? What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium? Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Ok, es como el enterrador, digamos. Ok, regulador de corriente.
Not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
No sé qué soy. Soy capitán, es verdad. Ok, a lo mejor no sé.
Edgewater is a company town, board owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
Ok. ¿Dónde los encuentro?
Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Ok. Ok.
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
¿Hay algo que no me quieres decir o qué? ¿Qué le quiero preguntar?
Yeah? Former people, yeah. Marauder's been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards.
¿Qué buscarán?
Oh, no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna duck my pay. You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds. Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed.
Pues supongo.
Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the one... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees.
Ok. Ok, primero, después le hacemos esas misiones. Vamos a ir a ver qué demonios. Si conseguimos el... ¿Cómo era? Se me olvidó. ¿Cómo se llama? Ok, vamos.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Ok.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
Yo no soy de aquí. ¿Cómo que un uniforme?
Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Ok. Regulador de corriente. Busco un regulador de corriente.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Prácticamente abandonada. A ver.
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
Okay.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Okay.
My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Okay.
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
Bueno.
That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold.
Mentira.
We belong to one community. The
Bullshit.
Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
Pues a ver.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful.
¿Se me va a unir?
If that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Okay.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Ok. A ver, ¿qué
We
podemos
better
hacer?
clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
Oh, disculpa. ¿Ya?
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
Ok.
Hey, ma'am, can we talk?
Ahora sí, ¿no?
Got a sec? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Ok.
Oh,
No.
he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Ok, entonces.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse.
Entonces,
I think
¿qué
we
vamos a
should talk
hacer?
to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Ok, vamos pues.
Thanks, man. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Ok. Vamos pues. Laboratorio botánico y... Ok, vamos con este. Oh, ¿y allá qué es? Oh, ok, salir del pueblo. Okay. ¿Por dónde? ¿Por aquí?
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
¿Está muy limpio o qué? ¿Qué es aquí? Ok. A ver.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Ok.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
Ajá. Ok. Dinos qué hacer.
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
Lo mismo que nos dijo el vato. ¿No? ¿Se puede o no?
Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
Y...
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However,
Quiere que le
the
traiga el
collector's
libro.
residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Ok.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
Mhm.
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
Todos aquí están hediondos. Algo tampoco está muy bien con este. Muy convincente no es.
On the contrary, my position means that I am one of the few legally allowed to possess such items. But do not worry. You'll be safe since you are acting on my behalf. Glad we see eye to eye.
Ok.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
A ver, ¿tú?
Something you need?
No. Ok, vamos pues a la cosa esa. ¿Que todo está destruido aquí o qué? Merodeadores. Secuaz de los merodeadores. Cabecilla. Este es el primero que vamos a darle. Mira, necesito que ataques a ese.
Let's go. Incoming! Get past that armor!
¡Cúbrete! ¡Qué inútil eres! Bueno, lo mató. No, no lo mató. ¿La mató? Ah, ya revivió, ok. Ok, eso lo veremos después. Dice ahí que las puedo mejorar. Pero luego vemos cómo se hace eso. Vamos a agarrar todo. Premio al servicio corporativo. ¿Cómo cambio de arma? Ah, triángulo. Ya lo había hecho. Bloquear y atacar. Ok, bueno, no importa. Bueno, al menos ya sabemos cómo. Ya podemos atacar. Ya podemos cambiar de armas. ¡Ah! ¡Minas! ¡Hay minas! Ok, tenemos que tener cuidado. ¿Esa es una mina? Oh. Creo que sí. Oh, un merodeador, ¿eh? ¿Se murió con su propia mina? ¿Será eso? ¿Acaso? ¿Qué es ese ruido? Wow, 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 wow. Si uso eso, el L1 me cura. Oh, me cura más rápido. Ok. ¡No! No la vi. ¿Podré entrar ahí? Centro cívico. Ah, no quiero. Vamos a hacer el quest que tenemos ahorita. Wow. Muere. Son varios. ¿Dónde está? No le di. Listo. Ok. Oh, nomás tenemos que seguir el camino amarillo. Ok. Ok. Llegamos al laboratorio. Con... Ah. Ok.
Move along, stranger.
We don't want any trouble.
Nosotros tampoco queremos problemas.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you.
Okay.
A Geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
Pues como yo estoy pensando cómo voy a reparar mi nave, no. Merodeadores.
You don't know what enough with the questions means? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got
Otro
to
quest.
her. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
Ok, pero...
Appreciate it. Honest.
¿Dónde está?
Over in the hothouse. Tending crop.
Ok.
I'll tell you what I can. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already. Little ways ago, she was always obsessing over her serial dramas. Wanted to see what the fuss was about. Could be. Dangers aplenty out there. No telling why marauders would steal somebody like Zoe. Got no useful skill as far as I can tell.
A ver.
Marauder gang just moved into the districts a little ways east. Their numbers are growing. Gotta come from somewhere.
Eso es verdad. Ok, cambiamos de tema.
What is it?
Nada. Vamos con la otra. ¿Dónde está la puerta? Ahí está la puerta. Doña, tenemos que hablar. Te va a quedar sin energía.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
Mm-hmm.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you
Su papá va a estar ahí, ¿verdad?
Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Ah. No, no son las paces. Quiere que vuelvan. Nunca dijo que iba a hacer las paces. Bueno, igual y sí.
Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Porque necesito el regulador de corriente.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery.
Pues yo creo... Ah, lo que nos dijo el otro. No le había entendido. Uh-huh. Ok.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Ok, entonces vamos a hacer eso. Pero tenemos que ir a la... O sea, tenemos que desviar la energía hacia la empacadora aquella o hacia este pueblito. Entonces, ¿cómo puedo salir? Ah, por acá. Por acá. Entonces vamos para allá. No, espérate. Por aquí. A ver. Ok, pues aquí vamos a parar. Recuerden, dejen su like, suscríbanse si no se han suscrito. Y yo los veo en el próximo episodio. Hasta luego.